we've been able to go typically when we go do a youth camp or something, or we go to a chapter show and they're trying to like build up attendance for the youth camp. They'll have us go visit like 5 schools throughout the day. You guys have done that countless times, I'm sure, but that is always huge in one, getting the teachers to kind of see like, oh, this is not just like a weird thing. Like this is really cool. And the kids are responding to it. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too, because man, and I don't mean this the wrong way, but like you have to be picky about who you're putting in front of the kids to try, and the teachers, the music educators, to say, hey, we're doing this thing, come be a part of it. And the reality is, you know, if you don't put the right quartet or the right kind of quartet in front of the kids and the music educator, you might do more harm than good. You know, and I've seen that, and it's okay. And that's where it's like, you know, everybody's trying, and not everybody can bring out an international quartet or a top 10, top 20 quartet to come and promote their youth camp and stuff. So they send like one of their chapter quartets and whatnot. And I think, but to the flip side of that coin, I've also seen chapters, they don't have top level quartets. Their quartets are just, you know, Joes in the chapter who are, you know, singing polecats or singing, you know, the oldies, and they go and put themselves out in front of kids, and they're not the best singing quartet. But they keep investing in the schools. So they'll donate sheet music, or they'll donate voice lessons, and they'll bring people out to teach, and they'll even just help serve at the schools, like Christmas concerts. They'll usher, or they'll set up chairs. And it's like those relationships I've seen really, really be impactful, even if they don't have like this top level quartet to go and wow and razzle dazzle the kids. You know, so I think relationships are such a huge part of the success of those kinds of events. And you guys have been developing those relationships for the last, you know, 7 years now. So you guys probably have a pretty tight base of people that you're already connected with.
Yeah, we do. And a lot of them are barbershoppers themselves, the teachers.
Oh, see,
so
that's
a lot of
better.
barbershoppers.
Great. That's the easiest.
That's a good thing.
A lot of barbershoppers.
But we do we get a couple new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times? Like, what would you say? Like each year, do you get like new groups?
Probably get 2 to 3 groups that have directors that haven't brought.
That's awesome.
Students before, so
that's great,
cool.
man.
Yeah, and this year, really excited because we're taking Signature around the day before.
Yes.
To 3 different schools on the Friday before the festival. The hopes of making new connections and exposing even more kids to it.
Yeah, I remember when we did you guys' youth camp, and you took us around to the school. Oh wait. Oh, you didn't. Why didn't you?
We're just trying to get better every year.
We were talking about
Hey, we've always prided ourselves that our camp is kind of like the Kingmakers, because we had after hours in 2018. So you know, we just got you an international championship.
Right.
That's all.
We were talking about this the other day because we just did the Silk City Chorus show last night. We did 2 shows yesterday.
Oh,
which is why my voice is like right down here, because I sang till 2:30 in the morning.
Nice.
But we did their chapter show, and when we did their first show in 2020, and they said they were like, you know, every time we bring a chapter quartet to be on our show,
they win
the next year.
Says,
and like there's been like 4 chapters who said that to us every time
we're the ones.
I've heard that too. Like that's like a tagline. Like
Kingmakers,
it's really funny.
I don't believe in superstitions like that. Anyway. I really don't believe in those. But anyway, can I have that contact information for the chapter? We're just looking for some gigs.
Silk City Chorus, come on down. Yeah, no, but it's funny, man. I think what you guys are doing is incredible, and being able to see it firsthand, and just knowing that we're going to get invited back again is so awesome. You know, at some point.
Absolutely, man.
Well, now that we can get you through the AIC,
that's
actually
right.
does help a lot.
AIC grants, baby. Woo. No, that is a pretty awesome thing. Not gonna lie.
But like to your point, like you guys are the perfect quartet to put in front of that population. Like,
thanks, man.
Arrangements are fresh and interesting, and
Do
you
you
guys
remember-
don't look that old, so it's pretty.
In the context of barbershop, you guys are cool.
That's right. We are barber cool.
Do you remember?
I don't know those turtlenecks.
The like screeching reactions to like anything that was even remotely loud. Like your whole set was interrupted by just like
last year
the
in
kids were
particular,
just-
they
They lost their
rowdy
minds.
bunch.
That was crazy, man. Yeah. It's really cool. It's fun. Youth camps and youth festivals and stuff. Those are like the most fun concerts to do.
And like going back to what you said before, it's like, oh, you guys like you get involved, but like we had all that first. All of that happened. Like they went to this Festival of Harmony. They were in the Retromen, which is a group I direct now at the high school. We went to like the Dans. We sang in the chapter first. TriStar, now East Coast Sound. We all sang in that before the quartet. So all of that existed before the quartet. Those are our roots. Like we stand on the backs of those giants in so many ways.
I can drive home the importance of that element too. Oh, sorry, you were.
I was just saying there was never going to be any other way for us to exist other than like continuing to do those things. Like
right.
We were molded by
it's not like we were a quartet and like, oh, let's go do something good. Like that's
no,
the
it happened to
foundation
you.
of the quartet.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
And the difference between somebody who would be interested in that and would want to do it, but didn't have that opportunity or have that exposure, or that whatever you want to call it, opportunity as a kid, is the difference between these three guys and me, right? I heard barbershop. I think my father took me to see Acoustics at like a show when I was like 5 or 6 or something.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea that I was seeing a barbershop Harmony Society or Spebskla or whatever quartet at that time.
And even your dad wasn't a barbershopper. It's just something he was
interested in. My father wasn't a barbershopper until like a couple of years ago, right? Wasn't a member of the society, right? So I didn't have any idea that this was like an organized thing. I just thought that was like a group. And then a friend of mine like taught me a tag in college who was a part of the society. He didn't tell me anything about the society either. Just like I was, going along, but I was like, oh, that was really fun. Wow. He gave me like a Gas House CD. And I was like, I played it until it burnt out. Like when you play the CD now, it goes from my car. Awesome. But I still, until I was 25, 24, I had no idea that the society even existed until I like Googled barbershop near me and like stumbled into a Voices of Gotham rehearsal.
It's like last
off
year.
the street. Yeah.
And then we went to a district contest and we saw him singing with his quartet and we were like, where did this guy come? Just dude. And you weren't even doing the Ultra Alex stuff yet. It was just like G on Smile, and we're like, oh my god, like we need to get him for our chorus right now.
Which we did.
I made my way into East Coast Sound from there, but it was just like by happenstance. And if I had been in a school with like we do this thing, we have this festival, there's this organization, we have this choruses nearby, you could get involved. I would have been so quick.
Totally.
That was a really great friend, by the way, who gave you a Gas House Gang CD. Whoever did that needs to be
Andrew McCartney. He lives in Allentown and we went to college together.
All right, shout out.
Why is he not in East Coast Sound?
He's in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
We got way farther than
I was going to say. We got Boston.
I think he's got a bunch of kids now. I don't know.
Why aren't they in East Coast Sound?
All I hear are excuses.
That's right. We're actually getting to the age now where we're like, hey, your kid is destined to be East Coast Sound. I actually said that to Jeff Klimowski. I was like, we claim your children for East Coast Sound, right? Like,
we're putting a down payment on that so we can secure them for their future. For East Coast Sound. They're not allowed to sing with any other chorus. Yep. Yeah, how far away is your guys' rehearsal from here?
About an hour.
Question.
Oh, man.
So, KJ, listen, quick question.
I was just curious. I just wanted to know. I should have brought it up. No, it's been a long time since I've been in a chorus. The last time I was really in a chorus, I was with Gotham a few times, right at the beginning of Midtown. But the last time I was really active in a chorus was Music City Chorus when I lived in Nashville. And I was very, very involved there. And, it was when Music City Chorus was really like kind of turning a page into like a really high quality chorus. And, I made a lot of great memories there. But chorus singing it's
tough.
It's tough.
It can be tough.
It's tough. It's great. It's fun. It's if it's local, because I was 15 minutes from the rehearsal at that point, but I have such big respect for the people that travel 1, 2, 3 hours to be a part of.
Dude, we were in Russia in 2017 with the Interstate Rivals, and Jay Hawkins was talking about how he goes at the time. I don't know if he still does. At the time, he was going to Music City. Ambassadors.
Oh, Jay Hawkins. Yeah.
He's just like traveling 3 and 4 hours, like gold medal, double gold medalist singer, just going and still doing the thing 3 and 4 hours away. So huge shout out to Jay.
Jay's the man.
That is the dream, honestly.
He's living it, dude. He's the barbershopper's barbershopper.
And you know how difficult it can be just from a time management. The singing, whether it's difficult to slide your voice or whatever, like that's one thing, but just the pure logistics, right? Like as doing a long distance quartet, like Midtown, similar to my quartet, where we're doing a lot of logistical, we're doing a lot of meetings, a lot of things in between rehearsal that are taking a lot of time, a lot of planning, because you have to make sure you can get every ounce out of the weekend.
That's right.
With the coach or with whatever, you're paying for that stuff. So doing all of that stuff and showing up to a rehearsal every single week at a chorus, right, while trying to work and like live a
right. No, it's true.
a full-time life and job and that kind of stuff.
And then throw kids into the mix, and it's like, whoo.
We ask a lot of our families, like a lot.
Oh, 100%.
Like Paul and I have Dapper Dan's every Tuesday, and then we have East Coast Sound once a month, and then we have quartet rehearsal every Wednesday, and
Wait, East Coast Sound is only once a month?
East Coast Sound is once a month.
Sorry, keep killing.
Stop it! Don't do this.
Yeah, it's only once a month. Actually, that's
Teasing.
one of the reasons why East Coast Sound is so special, is that because it is only once a month, every moment is a little sweeter because
dude.
I mean, it's not like there's no throwaway moments because we get together. It's one afternoon. You're there from 12 or from 1 until 4:30, 5 o'clock, and that's it. That's when you get to see your buddies. And make great music.
Wait, it's in the afternoon? It's not even in the evenings?
It's not in the evening. It's not in the morning.
Hold on, keep going. Oh, sorry.
KJ.
Sorry.
Don't make promises you can't keep, my man.
With free babysitting.
Yeah, they're getting they have enough kids now in the family where there's going to be a Barber Tots room.
Yeah.
There's
a
rehearsal space. Yeah,
I was actually
there's a per diem
the
too
worst
for
thing.
each member.
I was actually asked about that. Like, well, do the families get together? Like, is there a place for the kids and like the significant others to go? And I was like, not yet, but
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
This is all new
especially-
territory for us.
It's on Saturdays. Is that when you typically meet?
It's on the
Once
weekend,
a month? Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, that's a great idea to have like a family space or part of the rehearsrsal be, where the families can be involved.
there's like 3
way.
Chuck E. Cheeses in 10 Mile.
Yeah.
welcome to New Jersey.
That's awesome. And I think that's it's such a special thing what East Coast Sound is doing because of that kind of like arrangement, how you guys have organized it. And, it's kind of like what Parkside was doing in the beginning. They're a little more, I think they're like twice a month now for their rehearsal.
I think so.
I could be wrong.
It's been a couple
Don't
years.
Quote me on
but
that.
they were twice a month. They were every other Monday while I was doing it.
Gotcha.
And that was through like a little after Orlando. So
Yeah.
early 2019.
Yeah.
For
But I
us,
think
it
that's-
was like that's how the chorus existed. And when we weren't going to Midwinter anymore, it was like, okay, we're going to charter as a chapter. Should we rehearse more often? But we knew that like the guys were used to that commitment,
Yeah,
and we were going to probably lose people that wouldn't otherwise sing barbershop if we did it that way. So we're just like,
Right. And guys
let's
live,
just keep it
live
and see
far
what
away.
happens.
Like,
Yeah.
it's part of
Yeah.
it is East Coast Sound draws membership
Yeah.
from a
From
decent
far away.
distance. I definitely think, I mean, of course I'm biased, I'm in it, right? But I do think it's a special group and always has been.
sure.
And when, like Will was saying, when the kind of focus of what the chorus contest, the youth chorus contest at Midwinter, when the focus of that kind of shifted, we were kind of at an impasse a little bit and kind of at a crossroads and had to decide what to do. And what we decided was most important was the kind of family, the chorus family we had built. And so our decision was we don't want to tell people you can't do this anymore. So we decided to charter and kind of just change the way that. And it happened again too. Originally we had set a policy for East Coast Sound that 35 was going to be the age limit period, right? And then I know which
And then
in
you all became
retrospect.
35. You're like, wait a minute. Hold on.
So first of all, do not age me 5 years. Very important.
Sorry.
But in all seriousness, we got to a point where it was like, well, hold on a second. Isn't this still antithetical to what the whole point of this was? We wanted to keep this chorus family together. Why are we going to kick people out?
Yeah.
So we did away with that as well.
That happens with every chorus that tries to do that. I mean, Westminster did the exact same thing when they started. There's several courses that wanted to follow that like Westminster, model in the beginning, and they had this age cutoff, and it was going to be these young. But then they created a family and a community, and everybody
Right.
got older, and they're like, "Well, wait a minute, what are we doing here?"
Hold on a second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tim Warwick's moving back to the
Exactly.
East Coast.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Hang on a
we
second.
can nudge that age.
I bet we can get
That was part of
Oh,
it.
guys, new age
37-year-old in
limit
there.
is 36, guys. We're good.
New age limit is Tim Warwick. As long as you're younger than Tim Warwick, and you can.
No, but in all seriousness, it's a special group of people
Yeah.
that really are. There's a strong bond there, and it's just a wonderful group to be a part of. And we've managed to maintain the youth centric focus in spite of not having like a hard age cap, because the one of the goals of the chorus is still to encourage people to come into barbershop and to experience it at a really high level.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man.